Hey art nerds, I'm at it again with another figure drawing study. This is another one from SenshiStock, and in this pose not only is she crouched, as you can see, but she's also wearing a pair of angel wings, and I thought this would be a fun one for you guys to work along with. So, like we did yesterday, we're going to start off with a triangle that's going to help us kind of figure out our pose, place our pose accurately, and then we start with the spine line of action, and we begin by blocking off the torso. And as these videos progress, you're going to see that a lot of these steps are the same from pose to pose, regardless of whether you're drawing one person or multiple people, regardless of whether you're drawing someone sitting, standing, or moving. In this stance, it's sort of a prayer kind of stance. So I'm just sort of placing everything, kind of figuring everything out, looking at the pose, looking at my reference, and kind of placing things. And I do that using skeletal kind of stick figure lines, which is why I like to tell my students, if you can draw a stick person, you can learn how to draw cartoony people. Same sort of principle. And then I start by fleshing in the leg that is closest to the viewer. This is the one that's sort of propped up and balanced on the ball of her foot. Then I go ahead and I use cylinders to flesh in the leg in the background. And even though I'm drawing kind of heavy-handed, everything is still really loose. I'm not really concerned with any of the details. I start fleshing in the arms, starting again with the one closest to the viewer, and then sketching in the one that's behind her. Her hands are overlapped, if you guys remember the reference. And then I start sketching in her wings. Now these are solid piece wings, so they're always in the folded position. I zoomed in so you guys can see me working on her face. It's almost in profile view looking down. This is something I definitely can benefit from more practice. It's one of the reasons I chose the pose I chose. So I use the 3-eye technique to subdivide her face, figure out the placement of her eyes, and then halfway from the middle of the face to the bottom of the face, I sketch in the nose, and I apologize for my hand occluding your view. Then I begin sketching in her hair. She's wearing a ponytail and a headband to kind of hold her hair back. Just kind of wanted to capture that. And I go ahead and I shade that in. Now I'm going to work on adding in some of the details on these wings. These wings are sort of like marabou down feathers and then longer flight feathers at the bottom. And if you are drawing birds, angels, angelic characters, anyone with wings that have bird wings, I would recommend you reference birds and birds in flight and go from there rather than prop wings, which tend to be built very solidly. Now I'm just kind of redefining her legs since they got a little bit lost in the sketch stage. I had thought about putting a piece of tracing paper on top of this to allow me to refine it a little bit more. But in the end, I didn't really feel like that was necessary. So now I'm just kind of adding in some of the shadows because, again, we're still studying how light hits the human body. This is still an area of weakness for me. Then I start sketching in some of the details on the wings, mostly just keeping it light since this is a study. I decided I wanted to add just a little bit of the background lighting since you could see the shadows in the background. I'm just going to kind of place the figure a little bit better. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye guys!